Teachers and state employees could be getting a raise. Senate lawmakers will take their first vote on the revised state budget.
Teachers would get about a 3% raise this fall, but can expect an almost 10% raise over the next 2 years. Governor Cooper says the budget doesn't go far enough, but the budget writers did include funding to fight the growing opioid epidemic in North Carolina. Our Birchell Ed May joins us live from the General Assembly to explain. Birchell.
Well, one focus of this is opioid addiction and trying to get a handle on this. Lawmakers do want to put some money behind that effort because they are calling this an epidemic and a crisis. And part of the issue behind it is there's not a great way to track where this is happening and who it's happening to. So lawmakers, over the next 2 years, they want to give $1.2 million to a database that would report and record issues about opioid addiction. Now, right now, there's already a statewide system that does identify people who misuse prescription drugs, and it helps physicians know who may be abusing opioids. State leaders want to improve that system. There's also millions of dollars in this budget tied to community health programs and treatment for those who are dealing with addiction. $100,000 of that could go to purchasing overdose medication. Some of that would go to a state coalition, and the rest of the medication would go to state law enforcement. Now, the coalition says it would like to distribute more free overdose rescue kits, but budget funding limits them. So there's no word yet on whether or not there would be any additional funding to that particular program. So we'll have to see later today whether or not the Senate or House adds to that funding, and they plan on voting later today. Reporting live outside of the General Assembly, Birchell Ed May, CBS, North Carolina.
Senate lawmakers will take their first vote tonight on the revised budget. It comes with raises for teachers and state employees.
But another item on the budget will give security details to House and Senate leadership. Our Birchell Ed May joins us live from the General Assembly, and this is an interesting thing that's buried in there, Birchell.
It is interesting because there's so much to digest here. We're talking about a $23 billion budget, and some of that money will go to funding and creating a protection detail for the lieutenant governor. And a lot of that focuses around conversations that have been happening since the Virginia shooting at a congressional baseball practice. So it has a lot of people talking both in leadership and even at home. So we want to talk more about that. If that budget passes, the lieutenant governor would always get 3 state highway patrol officers as part of a protection detail. He would also have protected vehicles assigned, and the protection detail would also look after the lieutenant governor's immediate family. Now, part of the budget also would allow state speaker and Senate president to request protection detail as well. Now, we don't know if this passes. We do know if this passes that executive protection for the lieutenant governor would go into effect immediately.